from this ridiculous high note down to the super low note. Wow. He sounds like 4 different people singing. There is a music history lesson back in the, man, probably the Romantic period, maybe even as early as the Baroque period. Females were not allowed to be on stage in lead roles in like musicals and plays and stuff. They could be supporting roles, but they couldn't take lead. However, a lot of music was being written in that time for very high voices. So there evolved this thing called these like groups of singers called castrati. And it's exactly what it sounds like. If you were a good child male vocalist, you would undergo a castration when you were like a late teenager, early adulthood, to keep that voice high, so that you would be able to sing that high well into adulthood. And it sounds crazy, but those men were like ultra superstars back then. I mean, they were the most famous of the famous. Now, if you couldn't sing, or you lost your singing ability and you got that castration, you were then the queen's eunuch, and not in a religious sense. Like, dang, that was, whoa, that was crazy. I'm surprised I've never heard of this guy before. He seems like a pretty big star. I mean, his channel, let me look at his channel.
Bit of creek. That backdrop's amazing as well. Right, here we go. Oh my God, that's amazing! Perfection! Honestly, absolutely everything I could have hoped for. Oh my God, I absolutely loved that. Loved it, loved it, loved it. And really, it was quite nostalgic for me and very, very interesting to go back and compare the two. Well, actually, I'm not comparing, I'm just contrasting. I'm definitely not putting up one against the other and saying, Mixie! Chess boys. Chess. Mix. Shit, mixy mix! My most favourite run ever of his. Either or is better, you know, that's not what I'm about. But obviously there's been some vocal evolution, and quite rightly so, because he's got older and things change, the voice changes. You know, even our speaking voice, you know, it adapts over time. But, you know, he's got a lot more singing experience, you know, than the first video. A few years have passed, he's older, he brings all that life experience to the table as well. And mark my words, that definitely plays a part in how the voice sounds. But the one thing that I admire about him always is that he does continue with his vocal training. And he can do all the same things, you know, vocally, now was what he could do in that first video. And then some, really. You know, he's got the vocal acrobatics, he's got the head voice, the falsetto, the whistle, the belting.